What if I told you that the secret to landing your next big client might not be some flashy marketing campaign or a brand new product?
Okay, I'm intrigued.
What if it was something much simpler?
Simpler. I like the sound of that already.
Well, think about this. What if your biggest asset was actually your sales team?
Okay, you've got my attention.
That's exactly what we're diving into today.
Oh.
We're taking a deep dive into an article from the Sales Experts.
Oh, I've heard of them. They always have some interesting insights.
Yeah, for sure. The article is called 10 Reasons Why Employees Are More Important Than Customers.
Whoa, that's a bold statement.
It is right. And we're going to unpack some of the key takeaways and see if they hold up.
I'm excited to dive in. This is going to be especially relevant for our listeners out there.
Yeah, definitely sales leaders, hiring managers, even executives.
Anyone who's responsible for driving sales success.
Because this deep dive challenges the traditional customer-centric approach.
Interesting.
And it really shines a light on why prioritizing your employees could be the secret weapon.
Could be. I think it already is.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah.
So let's jump right in.
All right, let's do it.
The article starts off with a pretty powerful statistic.
Okay, hit me with it.
Replacing an employee can cost up to twice their annual salary.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a significant hit to the bottom line.
It is. And it makes you think twice about employee retention.
Absolutely. But it's not just the financial impact.
You're right. It's more than that.
Think about the time it takes to find and train a new employee.
Yeah, all that onboarding.
Not to mention the disruption to the team's workflow.
And potentially impacting customer relationships.
You start to see how holding on to your top performers is crucial.
It's not just a nice to have.
It really is a strategic imperative.
Exactly. And that's where the sales experts' argument really comes into play.
Okay, so what do they say?
They suggest that instead of solely focusing on keeping customers happy,
Which is what we're always told to do, right?
right, we should be equally, if not more, invested in cultivating a culture.
Okay, a culture of what?
A culture where employees feel valued, supported, and empowered.
Interesting. So it's kind of like flipping the script.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's putting your employees first.
Because happy employees lead to happy customers.
That's the idea.
Makes sense.
The article starts with this concept that might seem obvious at first.
What's that?
Happy employees equal happy customers.
Yeah, that seems pretty straightforward.
It does, but they dig a bit deeper.
Okay, I'm listening.
They talk about the psychology behind it.
Oh, interesting.
Think about it. Imagine a stressed-out employee.
Yeah, someone who's totally disengaged.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Interacting with a potential client.
Oh, no.
Are they going to be radiating enthusiasm?
Definitely not.
Probably not right.
More likely to project negativity onto the customer.
Yeah, you can just feel it.
And that's the opposite of what you want.
Completely.
It's like that saying, you can't pour from an empty cup.
I love that saying.
It's so true.
Yeah.
You can't expect your team to deliver exceptional customer service if they're feeling burnt out.
Or undervalued. So the sales experts argue that investing in employee well-being,
Things like professional development,
recognition programs,
work-life balance policies.
all of that can create a ripple effect.
A ripple effect that positively impacts customer interaction.
And ultimately drives sales growth.
So it's a win-win.
Absolutely. But it's not just about keeping current employees happy.
Right. It's about attracting new talent, too.
Exactly. This approach can be a powerful tool for recruitment.
Especially in today's job market.
For sure. Think about it. Job seekers today are looking for more than just a paycheck.
They want to be part of something bigger.
They want a company that values its employees,
Invests in their growth.
fosters a positive work environment.
All of those things.
So creating that kind of culture
It becomes a key differentiator.
in today's competitive talent market.
It's not just a perk anymore, it's a necessity.
Exactly. And the sales experts highlight another fascinating point.
Okay, let's hear it.
Your employees are your brand ambassadors.
Oh, that's a good one.
They're constantly representing your company,
Whether they realize it or not.
right through customer interactions or even in their personal lives.
Especially in the age of social media.
Oh yeah, that reach is amplified exponentially,
A happy employee is much more likely to share positive experiences.
attracting potential customers.
And future talent.
It's like organic word-of-mouth marketing.
You can't buy that kind of authenticity.
And it makes you realize that employee satisfaction isn't just an HR issue.
It's a sales and marketing asset.
It's a powerful one.
For sure. It really is. And the sales experts, they go on to emphasize another critical point.
Oh yeah, with that.
Employees, they're often the ones closest to customer challenges.
Oh, that's a good point. They're the ones dealing with those pain points day in and day out.
Exactly. which means they can be a gold mine for innovation.
Yeah, makes sense. They're on the front line seeing what's working and what's not.
And they're often the ones coming up with those creative solutions.
To enhance product services or even just make internal processes smoother. So it seems like fostering a culture where employees feel comfortable speaking up,
Sharing those ideas
experimenting.
becomes absolutely essential.
Well, instead of just, being order takers.
Yeah, empower them to be problem solvers.
Innovators.
Exactly.
The sales experts even suggest implementing systems
Oh, like what?
for gathering employee feedback
Okay, that makes sense.
and recognizing those who contribute to process improvements.
Yeah, gotta show them you value their input.
It encourages innovation.
Reinforces that message that their voices matter.
Speaking of value,
Yeah.
one of the most compelling arguments in the article centers around the impact of employee retention on customer relationships.
Okay, so how does that tie in?
Well, think about it from the customer's perspective for a second.
Yeah, okay. I'm the customer.
You're building trust with a salesperson.
Yeah, it takes time and effort.
You've established that connection. You're ready to close that deal.
I'm ready to sign on the dotted line.
Then, bam, the salesperson leaves the company.
Oh, no. Talk about a wrench in the gears.
It can be so disruptive for the customer.
Not only do they have to start building trust all over again,
With a brand new representative.
but they might feel like their needs aren't understood anymore.
Yeah, like they have to start from scratch.
Totally. It's like taking 2 steps back in the sales process.
Exactly. And that's why the sales experts emphasize that high employee turnover
Can really sabotage your efforts.
to build those long-lasting customer relationships.
It's like you're working against yourself.
It really is. It makes you realize that investing in employee development,
Creating a workplace where people actually want to stay.
it's not just good for morale,
It's good for the bottom line.
good for business.
And let's not forget the impact on team dynamics.
Oh yeah, that's huge.
When a key member leaves, it can disrupt the entire flow of the team.
That's true. There's a loss of knowledge experience.
Those informal networks that keep things running smoothly.
It all contributes to efficiency and collaboration,
And when that's gone, it takes time for the team to adjust.
which can ultimately impact sales performance.
Yeah, you're losing momentum.
It's like hitting a speed bump.
And no one wants that.
It's definitely something to consider. So where do we go from here? What does all this mean for listeners, those sales leaders, hiring managers, executives who are trying to, drive sales success?
Well, it's kind of a call to action, right? We need to shift our mindset a bit.
Okay, so instead of solely prioritizing customers,
We need to recognize that our employees are really the foundation.
they're the ones building those customer relationships.
Exactly. And the sales experts, they make a really compelling case for this in their conclusion.
What do they say?
They argue that while customers are obviously important,
Of course.
it's the employees who make everything happen.
They're the ones on the ground.
They're delivering those products and services, building those relationships, solving problems, creating those experiences that, turn one-time buyers into those loyal advocates.
Yeah, you need that dedicated team.
You can't do it without them.
It's like a house without a strong foundation.
Exactly. Might look good from the outside. It's not going to last.
So how do we build that strong foundation then? How do we shift from that customer-centric approach to one that prioritizes employees without neglecting our customers in the process?
That's the million-dollar question, right? And honestly, there's no one-size-fits-all answer.
Right.
But the sales experts, they do offer some valuable insights.
Like what?
Well, they emphasize the importance of investing in employee development, for one.
Okay, so giving them opportunities to grow.
Yeah, and creating a culture of, recognition and appreciation.
Showing them that they're valued.
Exactly. It's about empowering them to take ownership of their work, giving them the tools they need to succeed, fostering that sense of belonging and purpose.
Creating an environment where people feel valued, respected, heard,
Where their contributions are acknowledged.
where they feel like they're part of something bigger.
Yeah, all of those things, they contribute to a more engaged and motivated workforce.
Which ultimately means
A better customer experience and stronger sales performance.
it all ties back to that bottom line.
It really does.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the sales experts' insights, I'm kind of left with this thought.
What's that?
Could this approach actually redefine what customer centricity means in today's world?
Now, that's an interesting question. Is it possible that by really genuinely focusing on our employees, their happiness, their development, that we're actually creating a more authentic and sustainable form of customer centricity?
It's something for all of us to think about, whether you're a sales leader, hiring manager, executive.
Yeah, anyone who's trying to build a thriving business in this crazy, ever-changing world.
Remember, a happy and engaged workforce is a powerful competitive advantage.
And it all starts with recognizing that our employees are our most valuable asset.
So take some time to reflect on your own team dynamics, your leadership style. What steps can you take today to really empower and support your employees and drive those sales numbers?
Because at the end of the day, when your employees thrive, your business thrives.
And that's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll see you next time.